Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Srila Prabhupada ki Sunday feast ki Joy. Hi Krishna. Okay, for maybe some 30 minutes, we'll read something about inspiring that is from Ramayana. Today we'll talk about an incident in Ramayana. So that is Vali and Sugriva. So you all know there was some misunderstanding happened between Vali and Sugriva. So we call it as judging others without understanding. So we'll discuss about that for a few minutes, and then we'll have Kirtan, and then have Aarti. Is okay? Okay, as you know, Ramayana is full of pastimes. And Rama himself enacted. Rama himself is, who is Ram, is an avatar. Is the incarnation of Krishna. So with his incarnation, whenever he does something, he teaches. He does multiple things at once. So his one action gives you instruction as well as he does some action to fulfill some reaction. So in here, we see Vali and Sugriva. In this case, how Rama is enacted and giving us the teachings, which we can take it to learn further. So with this judging without understanding, what happens with ruins the relationship. Any relationship, it can be. It could be father, mother, or it could be between husband and wife, or it could be anybody between brothers, sisters. It could be any relationship. So here we compare with Vali and Sugriva with Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, similar situation happens. There was misunderstanding between Kauravas and Pandavas. You all know that. So Kauravas and Pandavas, they were rivalry each other. And then ultimately what happened? Kauravas and Pandavas' rivalry end up with Kauravas being defeated and dead, isn't it? So with with Ramayana, what happened? The rivalry between Vali and Sugriva is ended up with emotional reconciliation. So Vali come up with reconciliation, and then it gives us insight to learn. Okay, let's see. So this pastime happened between Vali and Sugriva in Kishkinda. You all know Kishkinda is from South India, part of the India. And it is the kingdom of Vanaras. Anybody know who are all Vanaras? Monkeys. So they are actually celestial monkeys. When you say Vanaras, they are celestial monkeys because they have tremendous power. Example, Hanuman. Hanuman got the vital, so much energy, so much power. He jumped up to the sky and up to the sun and he gobbled the sun. You can't imagine that somebody does this. Even we can't even see the sun. No, I don't know how he could able to jump. So that kind of enormous energy they had, Vanaras. So this happened in Kishkinda, and Vanaras are the celestial monkeys with a tremendous energy. Okay, where is Kishkinda is? Kishkinda is in South India, and it is the place of monkey, and it is in between the place where the north side, it was human race, and the extreme south, it was a Rakshasas, or demons. I'm talking about Ravana. So this side is Ravana's, the demon kings, and here was the human. And the between, he is the Kishkinda where, Vanaras. Okay. So that's a bit of background. And then we see more about these two brothers. So Vali and Sugriva, they were inseparable before. They were awesome. They're awesome. They're awesome brothers. So they also, just like Pandavas, they have two fathers. Like Pandavas, Pandavas' son is, the father is Pandu. Pandu was the father. And then that's the material father. Actually, celestial father, like Yudhishthira was actual Yamaraj. And who else? Bhima was from Vayu. And then Arjuna was from Indra. And Nakula Sahadeva are the Ashwini Kumaras. Very nice. So similarly, Vali and Sugriva, they also had a celestial father. So Vali is from Indra. Okay. And Sugriva is from Surya. Yeah, good. So Vali and Sugriva, they also similar to their father, if you look at Indra, he get into trouble. So many times he get into trouble, he does something mischievous. Like that, similarly, Vali is also got into trouble here. Similar to his father. And moreover, even though Indra was a king of the heavenly gods. He's a king. Here it is just normal king, but Indra is a king of demigods. Oh my God, that's such a powerful position. Like that, Vali is also elderly, and he was very powerful, strong person. And Indra and Suryadev, how they cooperated each other and working together with the harmony. Like Vali and Sugriva, they were also working together with the harmony. Okay? So, and then what happened? So, their father is Vriksharaj, material father. We talked about the celestial father. Now it's a material father. It's a Vriksharaj. So, as Vriksharaj passed away, Vali got into the throne, and he was leading the kingdom. Okay, he was leading the kingdom. And then Sugriva used to help him. He used to assist. He's become the assistant. And they were living peacefully without any kind of issues. So this was the background. So I have two sons. Two brothers, they're awesome brothers. Okay, now what happened? Here comes the situation. Sorry? Yeah, so we all have this. We have a situation is good, and things come up. So if you're in IT, you can see every 6 months something will change. We think, everything's settled, and then something come up all of a sudden. Maximum 6 months, and then something will come up after 6 months. Never ending. So like this, here, both Vali and Sugriva, they are brothers. I have some brothers. Let's see what happened. One day, there was a fearsome demon. His name is Mayavi. He came into Kishkinda and provoking Vali to fight. This is what happens, if people are powerful, they provoke. Okay, so this demon, I don't know his name, Mataji, he's got 1,000 arms. He wants somebody to fight. Shastra, yeah, he wants to fight somebody. So this Mayavi came into Kishkinda and he wanted to fight. So he challenged Vali to fight. So Vali and Sugriva just sprung and then started fighting. But Vali wanted to fight one-on-one. It's like a fair deal. Nowadays there is no fair deal. The people hiding and they push the button and then bomb goes somewhere, destroyed somebody. It's not like that earlier days. It's a fair deal, and they fight with each other with equals. No, hitting behind. So it's a fair deal. So he said, okay, we'll fight together. And then by the time he sprung up, and then he came to know the strength of these two twin boys, Vali and Sugriva, awesome brothers. And then he realized he can't survive. So he started running away. So, and then Mayavi started running away, and then Vali thought, okay, if I leave him, he will come and disturb again. So let me teach him a lesson. So he started running behind, chasing them. Sugriva also started running with him. And then Mayavi, what he did, he got into a cave. That's a mysterious cave. Like it is like a maze. It said it is like a maze. You can hide. So many places to hide. So he got into the cave, and then, so Vali also entered into the cave to get hold of this demon. So then Vali entering into the cave, he said, Sugriva, you stand here, watch out. Because if I am trying to find the Mayavi, he might come, escape from behind and escape out of the entrance of the cave. So he said, watch out here for him. If he come in, show him how strong you are. And then give him a blow. So he said, you stay here. And then Sugriva said, no, let me help you. We'll go together. And then Vali insisted, no, you stay here and do whatever I said. He said again, you stay here, watch out. I said, Sugriva said, okay, that's okay, we'll do that. But what happened, Sugriva waited for a long time. You okay? That was a balloon. Yeah, cheer. That's okay. Haribol. Okay, he started, he waited. It has been said like, it was like an year or something, but I'm not sure. It's not in the proper, told by Acharyas. He's waited for a long time, and then finally he heard there is a cry, a huge cry from the demon. He could realize it's from the demon Mayavi. He's crying and roaring. And it is coming through the cave. And then when he heard this, he was waiting to hear Vali's sound. So Sugriva is waiting to hear Vali's sound. But he couldn't hear. And it was silent and he couldn't hear Vali's sound at all. What he was heard is only the demons crying and our arrogant cry and shouting. But then Sugriva got puzzled. If Vali is there still alive, he could have spoken a word. And that must be the demon who killed the Vali. He realized that. He presumed that. He assumed that. So now Sugriva is got in puzzle now. So he needs to either, because Vali is no more, as per him, so he needs to protect the kingdom, what Vali was protecting, and he has to bear the sorrow of losing his brother. So he's confused what to do. Should I start mourning or should I try to protect? Then he was thinking, suppose if at all Mayavi come back, he can't beat with him because he's already killed his brother who is more powerful than him. Then how can he beat him? It's impossible. He thought, okay, if we come out, then he can't survive. So what he did is, he looked around, there was a big boulder, the big rock. And then he, with a lot of strength, he pushed, slowly swirling and juggling and all these things. He pushed the rock to the entrance of the cave and he sealed the cave entrance. So in that way, he thought, okay, suppose the Mayavi come out, he can't even get out of the cave. So he decided, all right, this is the safe protection, and then let me get back. So he moved to the kingdom, and he's got the heavy-heartedly, with the sorrow face, he came out of into the kingdom. He told everybody that Vali is no more. We need to celebrate mourning. So they celebrated mourning, and then after the mourning celebration, now the ministers, they decided, okay, see, Vali is no more now. You need to become a king. So Sugriva is thrown into the kingdom. Okay. So even though his sorrow in his mind, he said there is no alternative, so let me take over the ruling. Okay, now here comes the story. Now what happens? After some time, Vali came running with a fearful eyes, with a red, like a blood red eyes. He's coming over with the flames of anger. So why he took that much long? It's because it is being told, Vali, as soon as entered into the cave, he took a long time to search this demon. Mayavi was hiding inside the cave. It's, as I said, it's like a maze. It's hard to find, and he was looking at looking for this demon. And finally, when he caught hold of the demon, and he started giving him a blow, and then he started killing him. And then he started roaring and shouting and giving. It's something like when somebody shouts, the opponent people will get fearful. Yeah, you get fear when somebody is shouting at you. So this kind of fearfulness created by the Mayavi to face the Vali, who is a so much powerful enemy. So, but Vali thought, okay, if I start screaming like him, it's a wasteful of energy. So I thought, okay, let me not scream. Let me give him the thought lesson. So he started fighting without screaming. But ended up what? Sugriva couldn't hear any of Vali's voice. And he thought Vali is dead. But he don't know. Vali don't know this. But he don't want to waste his energy. So he didn't scream at all. And then he was doing the fighting against Mayavi, and then killed him dead. And after that, when he come back to the entrance, he saw the whole boulder is sitting there. He thought, okay, what is this coming up here? It's closing the door. And then he started shouting, Sugriva, Sugriva. And then Sugriva is not there. And nobody was answering him. So he thought, okay, something mysterious here, something funny is happening, fishy is happening here. Sugriva is not there. And this big boulder cannot come itself naturally through to this opening and sit closely such a way that it's sealing the whole entry. So he thought, okay, this must be Sugriva intentionally done this. Okay. So he could not pull over the boulder. It was so big, and then even though Vali is powerful, but he lost his energy because of fighting for such a long time. He lost his energy. He didn't have any energy to pull over. And then he was thinking, okay, I need some energy. So what he did is, he waited to gain some energy, and then slowly pushing this boulder. And then while he was waiting, his intention about Sugriva was becoming stronger. He must be the thing. See, such a powerful boulder, big boulder, he's kept it so that he don't want me to come out of this thing. And then he must be my enemy. He only caused this. So he was intensified with that time of the span where he was waiting to regain his energy. And finally what happened? He could push the boulder, and then he came out of the cave now. So he successfully moved the boulder and he ran to the kingdom. With the fury he came and see the Sugriva is sitting on the throne. After having such a troublesome time, and looking at Sugriva, taking his position on the throne, he definitely thought he must be the person who did this. So he got the suspicion confirmed. He confirmed his suspicion that he is the person who did this. So what he did, he just jumped over Sugriva and started beating him. Sugriva is giving the place. No, Vali, come and sit. It's your place. No, he's not even listening. He's giving him the blow. And Sugriva thought, okay, if we start giving him back the blow, what happens? It will be confirmed that, okay, see, I know he is the person, he did this. That's why he's retaliating it. So he thought, okay, let me not retaliate. Let me wait for the time when Vali is pacified. I can convince him, see, this is not the way I did this. I thought it's like this. So he thought of pacifying him, let him pacify and tell him later. So he didn't want to retaliate. Okay. But Sugriva could not withstand this Vali's blows. Then he thought, okay, let me not stay here, let me run away. So he was running. Sugriva was chased by Vali. Vali was chasing. And then Sugriva thought, okay, I'm in trouble. So he went into a place, safe place. That is called, it is the place called, it's a near Pampa, that is next to the Kishkinda. There is a place called, it's a hermitage of the sage, Matanga. There's a Matanga Rishi used to stay in that hermitage of the place. So in that hermitage, the sage was there. And then why it is safe for Sugriva to stay is, there was a story behind it. Once what happened, Vali had a fight with Dindubi. There's a demon, celestial demon. So he had a fight with the celestial demon. He was in a form of a bull. And then he was fighting with him, and then he killed the demon Dindubi. And then with the arrogance, he wanted to show his prowess, like his power. So what he did is, he threw this Dindubi in such a far distance. He wanted to show his powerless. And then when the demon was flown away, and then the blood fell into the where the Matanga Rishi was doing the sacrifices. So blood fell into that fire sacrifice. And then it is like violating the sanctity of the sacrifices he is doing. So this Matanga Rishi got very, very wild. And he said, whoever caused this, if we come over here, the past are surrounding this place, he should be died. He will sure meet death. So that was caused Sugriva to be protected in that place where Vali cannot enter. So then Sugriva is staying in that place with lot of difficulties. Imagine, he's a king. He was a king of Kishkinda, and then now he is sitting, hiding in one place. We can't imagine, isn't it? It's so nasty thing, very, very degraded thing. But he was waiting. With that such a situation, Sugriva is waiting. He thought he could console his brother Vali, but there was no way he could console him. And then he thought, lost the hopes of reconciliation. Okay? So what happened? These awesome friends has become departed. They have become enemies now. So if you observe the situation from awesome friends to this situation, or awesome brothers to this situation, we'll see the scenario and with more detail. Okay, with both Sugriva and Vali arrived as mistaken observation. So their observation was mistaken. One is Sugriva is understood that Vali is dead. So that was a mistake. Vali was not dead. So he took it as a Vali is dead. But Vali took Sugriva as a betrayal or lack of trust. So he thought Sugriva is not trustworthy. But if you see both people's situation, Sugriva didn't had much time to think, because Mayavi would come any time out of the cave. If he come out of the cave, then he will going to be bashing everyone. and then he will not have any time to retaliate. So Sugriva didn't had much time to think what is correct, what is wrong. But Vali had more opportunity to test whether what he's understood is right or wrong. So Vali should have been given the hearing because he's a stronger person and he's the elder person as well. So he should have given time to Sugriva to think and to console, to understand what is happening and to clarify why this has happened. So this kind of misjudgment is called attribute error. Philosophically, they call this as attribute error. So what is this attribute error is? When you see someone or some behavior, that somebody is particularly behaving in particular way, that could be due to the external factors. But we think it is their behavior itself is changed. And that is because of the internal behavior. So that is what called attribute error. So looking at and judging things wrongly. So why this is happening is because it's overconfidence and hurry. So when you see something, you want to take the judgment, with a lot of urgency, you take the decision, and then whatever the decision you take, you think that is correct. And then you step on to your decision. Okay, that is called the attribute error. So, we don't even consider the possibility of we may be wrong, or it's a time to think or test. We don't consider that. See, this world itself is so complex, and our thinking process is so complex. We try to judge based on these complex things. It's hard to decide what is correct, what not to correct, until we have a full picture put together. This is how it is, this is how it was. So then comparing it is without even comparing it, it's very hard to decide anything. So judging the behavior is not so easy. We presume our knowledge is enough to understand the situation and the behavior of the other person, and we take biased decision and we do blunders. Okay, so it's better to give a justice to other person and take time to hear from him, and then take the opinion of the neutral person, or we can say a person who is guiding you. Okay. So now with this behavior of Vali, he lost a relationship between each other. So Vali and Sugriva, now they are enemies now. Okay, now what happened in the story? Now it's the time for Lord Ram to intervene. Okay, now Lord Ram is coming. After many years, Sugriva is in such a situation, what we described before. So in that situation, Sugriva was there for several years, and then Ram came in. So Ram came in, and then he said he will going to sort out this issue, and then he promised to correct the wrong thing what Vali did. So Ram asked Sugriva to go and bring the Vali, and you start fighting together again. And then Ram said he's going to kill Vali. But first attempt, it didn't happen. Second attempt, he threw the arrow, this is a lethal weapon. With the arrow, he killed Vali. I mean, he fell down. It's not completely killed, but he got wounded. The arrow went into his chest and he fell down. So now the question of morality, like if you think Rama is an incarnation, is the Lord himself. How did he came into this kind of situation where he is releasing the arrow, hiding behind the tree? So So with the scriptures, it's given the evidence that Rama gave this. Actually, Vali himself see Rama who hit him, and then he questions Rama himself. Vali questions Ram, why did you do this? You are the Maryada Purushottam. And then you are hiding behind the tree and you are hitting me without any notification. You didn't even tell me that you are going to do this, and you would have fought. Why did you do this? Is it ethical? He was questioning. Then Ram said, okay, so you are an aggressor. So according to Shastras, there are 6 kind of activities. One who performs is called aggressor. So it could be one who gives the poison, and one who sets the fire for the property, the house, and one who attacks with the deadliest weapon, and one who plunders the wealth, and one who occupies other person's wife, and one who kidnaps others' land and possession. So these are the 6 types of activities. One performs this kind of activity is called an aggressor. So any aggressor can be killed without any sin. So if you look at that, Pandavas and the Kauravas, with the Kauravas did most of them. Okay, so like here Vali, okay, if you look at this Vali and Sugriva, Vali attacked Sugriva in a motive to kill him. So he's an aggressor. And then he pushed him out of the kingdom. He took away all his wealth. That's an aggressor activity. And the third thing could be, Vali took Sugriva's wife and had a relationship. That's still dangerous even in spite of Sugriva's presence. So these are the activities an aggressor can perform. Aggressor is performing. So an aggressor can be killed and there is no sin in it. So Vali was informed these things, and Vali's doubt was cleared. And then Rama deferred Vali, and Rama said, see, if you think what I have done is wrong, I'll regain your this thing. The wound is been regained. I'll remove all your wounds, and I will give you back all your wealth. If you think it is correct, tell me, let me know if you want me to do that. Then Vali said, he was thinking, it's a good idea, no? If somebody gives me back all the wealth, it's a good idea, isn't it? But Vali thinks, no, it's not a good idea, because there are so many times I died, but this occasion I am dying in front of you. That's Ram, in front of the Lord. So if I die in front of you, definitely I'll get liberated. So I may not get this chance in the next life. I don't know. It's very hard to get this kind of situation. So he said, because of your arrow pierced onto my heart, now I regained my intelligence and I know that what I did was wrong. And then I don't want to go back. And then I want to have this situation where I can die in front of you. So more than this, there's nothing else is more than this. So he thought it's blessed with a causeless mercy. He got this occasion. And he also felt he did wrong, but he couldn't come out of his, whatever the situation surrounding, succumbed situation, to come and tell Sugriva that he did wrong. It was his ego. He was not able to come out of his ego. So now Rama gave him a chance to get back all his whatever he lost to Vali. But Vali said, no, I want to I regained my intelligence. Now whatever I did was wrong. Now I want to die. So now it's now he regained the thing. but now it's a reconciliation. How Vali did the reconciliation? Earlier we discussed like Pandavas and Kauravas. So ultimately what happened? Kauravas died to get the understanding what they did, their mistake, but it was too late. They died. Everyone died. But here, between Vali and Sugriva, Vali realized his mistake. Now he is reconciliating. So let's see how he reconciliates. So he called his wife Tara. He gave her a solace. And he called his son Angada also. And he's saying, don't cry. And he called Sugriva also. And then he said to his son and his wife, don't take any revenge against Sugriva. He was reconciliating. He says, I did the wrong thing, but don't revolt against Sugriva. So, and he says, you please take shelter of Sugriva and then leave. Otherwise, it will go on like in a revenge after revenge and revenge. So he says, I did a mistake. Please forgive me and then take shelter of Sugriva. And he called Sugriva and he asked for the forgiveness. And he amends his action. He said, please forgive me. I did wrong thing. And then if you say okay, then I'll be pleased. And then he did one more thing. Vali had the jewel necklace given by his father. His father was Indra. So celestial father. So because of that necklace, he regained the life. It's a necklace. One who wears that necklace, he won't die. So any father would think his son should have this kind of necklace, isn't it? But here, you see, Vali has got this necklace and he could have given to his son, Angad. But he didn't do that. What he did is, he took that necklace and he called Sugriva and he gave it to his brother Sugriva. Okay? So that shows the power of remorsefulness with his action. So he's not just telling, he's proving it with an action. So as soon as he removed that necklace, he died. Okay? So you can see this, how Vali is reconciliating. He's agreed his mistake with Sugriva, and he called his wife and son, and he says, don't revolt against Sugriva. And then it is because of my mistake, these all things are happening. So please consider him as your, protector, and please serve him. That's the instruction he's giving. And he also says, he also gives Sugriva his necklace, the necklace to, which protected him so far. And he died. Okay? And he died in front of Ram. And then it is also said in one location, he said, called Ram when he was dying. So now Sugriva started breaking down. He started thinking, this because of me, my brother died, and I am the cause of my brother's death. Then Ram and Lakshman consoled him, no, it is not correct, you should not. And he started dying. He wanted to kill himself. So because of Ram and Lakshman consoled him, then said, this is not the act you need to do. You need to protect the family and the kingdom. See, please don't do this. So like this, so what happens? This is how the story ends up, but the pastime ends up. Now we need to understand there are 3 steps to reconciliation. How Vali did the 3 steps. That we put it in 3 steps. So all this happened, if you recall the story, what all this happened is one unfortunate misjudgment. Only one unfortunate misjudgment make 2 awesome brothers separate. Okay? So their unhappiness reduced by Ram. Ram is intervened, and he made these two separated instances or brothers into unite together. So this is how the Lord Ram or Lord, he protects the sadhus. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkrita. So he eliminate demons and then protect the sadhus. Okay, so we are talking about the 3 steps of reconciliation. So this kind of situation can happen in any kind of relationships. So there are 3 steps to reconcile. One is acknowledgement. So what is that acknowledgement is? You have to honestly introspect and humbly hear from others. That's acknowledgement. And check if you are taken the decision is actually correct or not. So we need to hear from the neutral person. It could be a mentor. That's why it is better to do the service under a supervision, or we can the leader. We have to be always a servant. If you serve somebody, somebody is taking care of us, looking after us. So if you have this kind of misjudgment or any misunderstanding, we can refer to that person. And what he does is he's a neutral person. He took your side of it, and he takes the other person's side of it. He keeps it together and see, depending on the time, places, and circumstances. Desha, Kala, Patra. Time, place, and circumstances. So that's how we need to acknowledge we might have done mistake. We should not judge others. Okay? And then second step is, first is acknowledgement, and second is apologize. Suppose if you have done something wrong, then acknowledge that. So arrogant words will hurt the heart, but apology will heal the hearts. Okay, we should not be arrogant. Apology is not bad thing. We can say, yeah, Prabhu, I did a mistake because of some circumstances. Please apologize. And then third is amend. So acknowledge, apologize, amend. So action speaks louder than the words. So here, even though Vali did the mistake, what he did, he said, I did a mistake, and how he amended with his action is by giving the necklace. The necklace, what he had, which was protecting his from dying, he gave it to his brother. So he's amending the action. So this is how, the 3 steps, like acknowledge it, apologize, and amend your action, and show that actually you meant what you are saying. So these are the 3 steps. So in any relationship, this can happen. So what we need to do is 3 steps. Okay, but finally, Vali required the jolting of the death. It's a death jolting to put himself into the situation where he can think, oh, I did a mistake. Okay? But we should not wait for that, such an extreme jolt for us to make the reconciliation. Okay? It should be intelligent. We should not wait for such a thing to happen to us to get into that intelligence. Okay? Okay? That's just past time. So we still have 5 more minutes. Bolo Ramachandra Bhagwan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, joy. 5 minutes we can do a kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Radha Gopinath ki Jai.
Jai Gaura Nitai Jai Gaura Nitai कि बजयो जयो गौर चांदे आरती कसोभा कि बजयो जयो गौर चांदे आरती कसोभा जाह्नवीतता वही जगमन लोभा जाह्नवीतता